Hello, good afternoon, and thanks so much for tuning to Maranatha TV. This is M News coming to you live from our news studios here in Ngwa, Adogono, and streaming live on Facebook and YouTube Maranatha TV. My name is Margaret Gado. Coming up in the top stories. President Nana Akufo-Addo has eulogized the high-life legend Nana Ampadu for the indelible mark his music has made on Ghanaian generations. Now, in the world of business, the Bank of Ghana has spent 337.5 million cedis in printing cedi notes in 2020. Now to the foreign front. The World Health Organization has disclosed that over 70% of African states have missed the COVID jab target. These and many other stories, including business, entertainment, and foreign news, makes the headlines. Now the details. President Nana Akufo-Addo has eulogized Ghanaian high-life legend Nana Ampadu for the indelible mark his music has made on successive generations of Ghanaians. According to the president, the fallen hero believed in his transformation agenda and campaign for his election in the 2016 presidential election. The 76-year-old singer, who had been ill for 11 months, according to one of the sons, died at the Legon Hospital on September 28, 2021. In a Facebook post, the president described the musician's journey on earth as a life well lived, and he will be sorely missed. He further consoled his widow, children, and family. Nana Kwame Ampadu shot into prominence in 1967 with his "Ebitiye Some Are Living Well" track, which many said was politically motivated. He had over 800 songs. Nana Ampadu, who was nicknamed Ajuntufo Nyinahene, translated as the king of all musicians, was known for a number of qualities, including but not limited to his captivating storytelling ability, which punctuated his songs, stage performance, and unique voice. Also, the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abujinapo, has disclosed that the government is in the process of rolling out a new policy property rate so that appropriate rate would be charged on every structure.
Mr. Jinapo said the process required multi-sectoral effort and that his ministry would collaborate with the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development to promulgate a legislative instrument that would ensure that the land is considered a vital ingredient in evaluating the value of any property in the country. The Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abdullahi Jinapo, explained that a legislative instrument and policy on the property rate will ensure equity in property valuation. The minister said the non-inclusion of land in the valuation of structures or buildings is unfair and cannot be allowed to continue. You value the property based on the structure and not the value of the land. So the value of the land is completely discounted and it doesn't get into the valuation. And the government thinks that that is very inequitable and very unfair. So I am in the process of triggering the mandate of the Minister for Local Government and Regional Recognition to have the legal mandate to promulgate a legislative instrument which will get lands as a factor of valuation.
Moving on to another story. The Minister of Food and Agriculture, Dr. Uswafri Akoto, says a routine tour to the food production areas shows that the country will have plenty food next year. The minister therefore dispelled rumors that the country would face food shortage and said there would be food surplus. Dr. Akotafri, at the launch of the 37th edition of the National Farmers' Day, said performance of the sector was the manifestation of government's diverse support through the Planting for Food and Jobs program. National Farmers' Day is celebrated on the first Friday of December each year to recognize the contribution of farmers and fishers to socio-economic development. This year's edition, which will take place in Cape Coast, the Central Regional Capital, would be hosted jointly by the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, the Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, and Ghana Cocoa Board. Dr. Akoto said farmers remain a priority in government's quest to modernize the agriculture sector to grow the economy. He said government in 2020 invested nearly spending 1 billion cedis to get in fertilizers and seed for smallholder farmers to help increase use. Nana Otuo-Srebo, the chairperson of the Council of State, said farming continues to provide numerous avenues for employment of citizens along the value chain. The more reason farmers should be celebrated. The last 4 years has witnessed impressive government support for agriculture. What stands out for me is the commitment of the government to modernize agriculture, he said. Nana Srebo, who is also the paramount chief of Dwaben traditional area, said the planting for food and jobs has sustained food production in the country and called on the farmers to work hard to ensure food security. Madam Mavis Hawakumsin, the Minister of Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, in a statement delivered on her behalf, said one of the major challenges in the sector was illegal fishing activities and that the government was putting in place measures to deal with the matter. She said the ministry was poised to sanitize the sector to ensure that the potentials were explored to continue to make meaningful contributions to the economy. The former Director of Communications at the Presidency, Mr. Koku Anyidaho, who served during President John Evans Atamo's era, has justified why Ghana needs to procure a new and bigger aircraft for presidential travels.
He acknowledged that the current Falcon for presidential travels has occupancy challenges apart from the issue of stopping to refuel when on long travel. Speaking in a radio interview with the Accra-based OKFM, monitored by Graphic Online, on Wednesday morning, September 29th, Mr. Ayidoho said that is why President J. Kufuor wanted to buy 2 aircraft, the Falcon and a bigger one, either an Airbus or a Boeing. Somehow the second was not procured and the Falcon became an albatross around our neck, he said. Mr. Ayidoho said, with the current debate on the need for a bigger presidential aircraft, he completely supports the move. He was reacting to the public debate on Ghana's presidential jet, following a disclosure by the presidency that the plans were underway to produce a new and bigger aircraft over 100 passengers for the Ghana Air Force, which will also serve presidential travel needs. Mentioning himself, Ayidoho as part of the people who should stop politicizing the issue of procurement of a presidential jet, and mentioning how then opposition National Democratic Congress, the NDC, in 2007 opposed President Kufuor's decision on purchasing 2 aircraft. Mr. Ayidoho said his experience in government between 2009 and 2012 was indicative that President Kufuor's decision was in the interest of the state, safety for the presidency, and cost saving. Touting his experience and close working relations with the late President J.E.A. Mills, Mr. Ayidoho elaborated the difficulties the President Mills went through, especially on international travels when he opted to travel commercial. He revealed that the challenges led to President Mills opting for a chartered flight on one occasion from USA to Venezuela. He also revealed that in 2009, President Mills, on his first local trip by air when he became president, went to Tamale. He said Mills traveled with a chartered flight, propeller engine from Accra to Tamale with some ministers, and that since the flight was hired from Italy, the crew, young French pilot who could not even speak English, wasn't familiar with the Tamale runway, and they nearly dropped President Mills on an old and an abandoned runway in the Tamale area. He said almost everyone on board had to get involved in physically directing the crew to the proper Tamale runway after they had spent more than the normal 45-minute flight from Accra to Tamale.
Away from that story, the founder and general overseer of Maranatha Power Ministries International, Bishop Noble Francis Afote-Odai, has visited the Nungwa Lekma Polyclinic with a promise to renovate and furnish the hospital.
Well, we all live in the community and want to make life a little bit easier for our pregnant mothers who pass through a lot of challenges for 9 months. That their last weeks or towards their end of delivery, they should have comfort in their maternity ward as the nurses take care of them and doctors take care of them to deliver. So that is the motivation. Also, I believe that Jesus commanded us to do good. So he was anointed to do good. And so when you have anointing to do God's work, it also makes you do good. So we are here to make sure the goodness of God is made manifest through his blessing. This is a clinic. We pray that very soon it's going to be a hospital. So it's going to benefit. And doctor was telling us that they take care of about 600 women delivering in a year. So you can imagine how many people visit this hospital without air conditioning. I think they have about 1 or 2 air conditions there but not all the small facilities. So when all is done, it's going to benefit our mothers greatly and the babies that are coming to the world. We also have people that live in the community and they also raising families, and so they also come here. And at the end of the day, they also benefit in the same facility.
Well, we can't thank Bishop and the Maranatha Power Ministries enough. It's a very welcome gesture, and as Bishop said, we also believe that it's even a biblical mandate. When Scripture says that I was sick, I was in jail, I was needy, and you visited me or helped me. We believe that the church, in reaching out to people who are ill here and supporting, also propagating the agenda of doing good in the community. And we as beneficiaries, if you like, because we provide the care here, we also appreciate the church going a step beyond its original mandate, which is dealing with the pure issues of the gospel, but also adding the other part of advancing healthcare. So we are grateful to Bishop, the church board, and the entire church for this gesture. I'm confident that when it is completed, the positive impact it would have on our patients who visit us here. I mean, about 1,800 odd visitors, pregnant women, are seen annually in this place, with about some 600 to 700 deliveries being conducted here, and those that cannot be conducted here referred. So that's quite a sizable number, and I'm confident that they will be able to testify of the, as we say, of the goodness of the Lord through the church and the intervention that they have made.
There's more news coming up shortly. Please do stay.
My name is Phoebe Glover. I am a student of Maranatha Glory Hill Academy. I warmly welcome you to my school. Maranatha Glory Hill Academy is a great school with effective teaching as our hallmark.
My name is Ivy Kokolabe, a staff of Maranatha Glory Hill Academy and also a teacher from the Montessori 1.
We nurture and train future leaders.
I would love to urge all parents that they shouldn't look no further. Maranatha is the right place for them to be.
We have good environment, good teachers, and the school is so lovely.
Maranatha Glory Hall Academy has many facilities which are fully furnished, some of which are spacious classrooms, which makes it easy for us to adhere to the COVID protocol. We also have a modern IT lab and a library which aids in teaching and learning. Maranatha Glory Hall Academy also engages in extracurricular activities such as music and dance, cadet and physical education.
We are doing our possible best to make sure that the children acquire better knowledge skills.
There is a cohesive relationship between the teachers and then the learners.
Which is why I entreat all parents to have their kids enrolled here.
Here we teach the best.
You will have your child's future achieved.
Maranatha Glory Hill Academy, a school of your choice. Maranatha Glory Hill, truth, wisdom and knowledge. Thank you.
Welcome back from the commercial break. It's now time for business. The Bank of Ghana's annual report has revealed that the bank has spent 337.5 million cedis last year in printing currency notes. This is compared with 306.2 million cedis the previous year. According to the report, the central bank also spent 7.9 million cedis in 2020 on other currency management operations as against 3.9 million cedis in 2019. This put the total currency issue expense in 2020 at 347.8 million. Overall, 23.3 billion cedis were in circulation in 2020 as against about 16.2 billion cedis in 2019. With regard to deposits in various currencies, 17.5 billion cedis were cedi denominated, 4.5 billion cedis in dollars, 320 million cedis in pounds, and 693.1 million cedis in euros. Other currencies were estimated at 13.9 million cedis. In terms of the notes in circulation, 4.32 billion cedis of the 200 cedis notes were in circulation in 2020. This is compared with 276.7 million cedis the previous year. For the 100 cedis notes, 3.39 billion cedis were in circulation in 2020, as against 149 million cedis in 2019. Also, the 50 cedis note, 20 cedis note, and 10 cedis note in circulation in 2020 were 5.7 billion cedis, 5.4 billion cedis, and 2.9 billion cedis respectively. This is against 5.9 billion cedis, 5.08 billion cedis, and 2.8 billion cedis respectively in 2019. On the other hand, 1.04 billion cedis, 88.9 billion cedis, and 179 million of the 5 cedi, 2 cedis, and 1 cedi notes were in circulation in 2020. Still on business, the Minister for Trade and Industry, Alan Kojo-Twomante, has affirmed that the government, through the Ghana Standards Authority (GSA), would continue to pursue measures which would make it possible for Ghana to gather and manufacture vehicles locally.
The sector minister directly recalled the significant role the authority played in the development of National Automobile Standard under the Ghana Automobile Development Program, which is being implemented by his ministry. Additionally, Mr. Twomante disclosed that a GSA has developed over 30 standards for vehicles. This has permitted the homologation of vehicles, making it possible for Ghana to assemble and later manufacture vehicles locally, he added. Mr. Twomante disclosed this when he inaugurated the governing board of the Ghana Standard Authority in Accra. Ghana to assemble and manufacture vehicles locally. Alan Twomante reaffirms as he inaugurates Ghana Standard Authority Board. He congratulated the individual personalities for their nomination by His Excellency for the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to serve as members of the governing board. This is a call to serve your country in a very critical role. I am convinced that this call to service will not be taken lightly, particularly to industrial transformation, which has since 2017 become the main driver of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's vision of a Ghana beyond aid, he said. He stated that the Ministry of Trade and Industry over the past 4 years has been implementing an aggressive industrial transformation program anchored on a 10-point plan which seeks to make Ghana the new manufacturing hub for Africa. In this context, he pointed out the Ghana Standard Authority, which is Ghana's national standard body, National Metrology Institute, National Certification Body for Products and Management Systems, and is also involved in trade facilitation at the port of entry by carrying out inspection of goods being imported or exported, plays a very critical role. It is in the light of the above that the Ministry of Trade and Industry has supported Ghana Standard Authority to strengthen its operations by acquiring the needed equipment for laboratories, building of Ghana and West Africa's first aid testing laboratory, and procurement of equipment to check accuracy of fuels sold at retail outlets, he noted. Mr. Twomante stated that the Ghana Standard Authority achieved a significant milestone through the publication of Ghana's first ever building code, Ghana to assemble manufactured vehicles locally. Alan Twomante reaffirms as inaugurates Ghana Standard Authority Board. He stressed that a building code which was launched in 2018 and specified requirements for building schools, roads, among others, will give value for money when it comes to building.
Foreign news is up next. Please just stay with us.
You want to spend your time away, living your life in affordable luxury? Here you are with Shiloh Guest House, the nation's first best ever guest house. We pride ourselves with our superior customer service and premium rooms being meant for kings and queens. Our front style eloquence speaks for itself, and we can't wait to give you a taste of a true luxury is all about. And after a night, rest is guaranteed with a glow most comfortable bed with neat and good mattresses with twinkle surroundings and warm atmosphere. The whole family to dive in, come rain or shine. Businessmen or women, parents and kid alike, get away with the reward of free Wi-Fi. The environment beauty is uncomparable. Shiloh Guest House is just in Teshinunwa Estate near A Life Junction. For further enquiries, you can contact us on 0241 972076, 0558 414718 and 0555 940103. Shiloh Guest House, bursts and quality assured.
Welcome back. Let's now do some foreign news. The World Health Organization has said only 14 out of the 54 African countries have met the global target of vaccinating more than 10% of their populations against the COVID-19 pandemic by the end of September 2021. That's largely because COVAX, the mechanism set up to distribute vaccine doses to poor nations, has not been able to get enough doses. Seychelles, Mauritius, and Morocco have achieved the highest vaccination rate, all above 40%. The World Health Organization attributes this to their robust vaccination programs, size of the country, and their population. Others who have met the global target are Tunisia, Eswatini, Cape Verde, Botswana, Comoros, Zimbabwe, Equatorial Guinea, South Africa, Mauritania, Lesotho, and Rwanda. But overall, just 4% of Africans have been fully charged, compared with 60% in the European Union. COVAX had planned to deliver nearly 300 million doses to Africa, but it's only been able to procure 5 million doses after the richer nations bought up much of the stock. Away to the entertainment segment. Ghanaian actor Prince David Osei has replied to Christians who have a strong stance against lottery.
The engagement happened on a Tuesday, 28 September 2021 at the Lisa Hotel Ridge. In his remarks, Prince noted that the Christians who are strongly against lottery indirectly do the same act when they sow seed of faith at churches for miracles. He said, I don't think they really understand what the NLA do. We go to church and sometimes they tell you, I need 5 people to give me 500 Ghana and God is going to bless you. In a way, it is also a form of lottery because you are believing and hoping. When you stake a lotto number, you have to believe and faith that you might win, and it is the same thing that happens in the church. I feel like we shouldn't shy away from lottery if it is going to create more revenue, help the society, and create job opportunities. We need to rather educate the public on its benefit, he added.
Let's end the news with a recap of the top stories. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has eulogized the high-life legend Nana Ampadu for the indelible mark his music has made on Ghanaian generations. Now in the world of business, the Bank of Ghana has spent 337.5 million cedis in printing cedi notes in 2020. Now to the foreign front. The World Health Organization has disclosed that over 70% of African states have missed the COVID jobs target. For more updates, you can follow us on Facebook and YouTube Maranatha. TVGH. Once again, my name is Margaret Kado. Thanks so much for watching, and you have a very good afternoon.